I feel super lucky because I'm gonna be the last presenter, right? But you already, I think Lauren is not here, but you already raised the bar. You know, I haven't counted how many times you say AI, AI, AI. Yes, today we will talk about AI. Yes, and I'm gonna teach you how to prepare the AI generated images. Okay, remind me. Yeah, AI is the future. Yeah, and then Lauren also mentioned that. Yeah, it will solve all issues, right? And we are missing the train, or we are late, or competitors already started the implementation. Yes, we have to do that now. And yes, this hype is really good, but it doesn't long, so much, because then there are three questions is popping up, right? Why do we need AI, right? Or what and where to use the AI? And the last is the how to adapt the AI. Yes, today we will be talking about the three questions, and we will try to find the answers together. Yes, the first is, of course, the cost and the efficiency competitiveness. We had discussed a lot, I think, today, right? And how many have the cost out targets? Don't be shy. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Yes, of course, everybody has, right? And how do you achieve these targets? With the same amount of the people, with the same processes, with the same tools? It's just a dream. It's just a dream. We need a very strong partner. It's AI. And now it is ready. So it is democratized. So how many of you use AI daily basis? Woohoo! Yes, exactly. Now, 3 years ago, you didn't have any Copilot chatbot in your mobile, in your daily life. But now you cannot survive, right? So because it is democratized and it is super strong, and we need this partner. And this partner is gonna, of course, do the heavy lifting for us. Yeah, as a humankind, yeah, yes, we are very creative, yeah, but we have a limit, especially processing that amount of the data. And now the data is increasing every day, risk is increasing, and the complexity increasing. So we need this partner, of course, to do this heavy lifting and to create the knowledge for us. And the lastly, your data has a story to tell, definitely, but you don't know this story. And where is this story? They are all stuck, trapped in this silo, disconnected databases, or your super lowly Excel sheets, right? And now AI is also capable to process this data and they create a knowledge for us. And we will use this for insights. And now, what is the new field? What is the new field? The new field is the data. And you shouldn't waste your fuel. So you have to use your data. Yes, this is a paradigm shift from traditional to the more proactive, like APQP, right? And like you mentioned that, right, the AIAG or the automotive industry introduced the APQP at early 90s. And we wind when? Just less than a decade. So, and the maturity is also very obvious, right? 30 years, right? So we can see that. And we are also using the automotive as a reference for us, right? And now automotive is also introducing the AI in quality and APQP. So here, the VDA organization, majority of you know the VDA organization, right? They just published the guideline, AI in quality and APQP. So 300, 200 pages. Yeah. So they are starting again. And this time we have a chance. This time we have a chance to catch up, I think, right? We shouldn't wait 30 years. So this is the right timing. Then we have to implement this also in the APQP. So we talk about the why. Now we will talk about the what and where to use this AI, right? And majority of this, I think the audience is the quality folks, right? And I know you love processes. And AI adoption is also like a process. Inputs, outputs. Just imagine we have a lot of inputs, right? APQP inputs, APQP deliverables, FMEA specifications, drawings, whatever you call. And then we have in the middle, we have the AI. We will use this inputs for in the AI-enabled use cases. And it could be automated PPAP assessor, or it could be an AT AI agent, or it could be an AI-powered FMEA generator, or quality risk intelligence. So you can populate this, the use cases solutions, and the limitation is your problems and your imagination nowadays. And for what? To create the outputs. Outputs could be predictive alerts, could be compliance reports, also for the actionable insights, right? So, or the drafted or the documents. It could be also many other outputs. So in the upcoming slides, I will be showing some use cases, especially associated with the APQP and quality I selected deliberately, right? And then for each case, I will be showing also some application demo. The first one, quality risk intelligence. So what if we connected all quality deliverables or APQP deliverables end-to-end, from specifications to the customer complaints, MSAs to the work instructions, the SPCs to the FMEAs, etc., right? And then let AI analyze the data, right? Create a knowledge and highlighting the gaps, deviations, inconsistencies between the deliverables based on your standards or based on the APQP standards, right? We have very good standards now. So here, how the application works. Just imagine all this, the deliverables connected, right? And then AI, of course, process all this, the connections, and then coming up with this, what are the root causes, what are the issues, what are the risks, and also with the traceability. This is coming from this control plan. This is coming from this the drawing, right? And coming up also with the recommendations to how to improve it. And even you like, I think, the chatbots, right? So you can ask to your knowledge base, hey, what are the risks? Can you recommend me to get rid of the risks, and etc. So this is the first, the use case. Another use case is the AI-powered FMEA generation. What if we ingest all inputs for the FMEAs? You have process maps, you have critical to quality points, right? You have the lessons learned, you have customer complaints, all inputs for the FMEA. So you are the experts, right? And then let AI generate the FMEA for us. I'm not saying we have to use no matter what this the FMEA. However, AI can come up with an unknown failure mode that we are not aware, right? So human is always in the loop. Then you can use this the unknown, the failure mode in your FMEAs, right? Or another function is you can assess your existing FMEAs, right? So based on also the APQP standard. So what is the scoring of my FMEA? What is the quality of my FMEA? So here you also see how the application works. So we are ingesting here all this, the inputs that I mentioned, right? The characteristics, the historical lessons learned, the process maps, the customer complaints, whatever input you have for the FMEA, right? And we are asking AI to generate the FMEA for us. You can use your own template, or you can rely on the APQP template, doesn't matter. And here we go. The AI come up with the generated FMEA. Or, as I also mentioned, you can assess your quality of the existing FMEA, right? So you can upload your FMEA and then ask, okay, what is the scoring? What is the quality of my RPNs, corrective actions, and etc. And then coming up with also the recommendations, how to improve that. Yeah, and again, based on the APQP standard or based on your own templates. The third use case is you have heard, I think, the agents, right? Agents are everywhere. Now, AT or A3 problem-solving agents. Just imagine your, the problem description agent is enhancing your problem statements because you are all complaining about this, the problem statements, right? This is two-way, yeah. And or the containment action agent is focusing on creating the containment actions or interim solutions, right? Or your root cause analyzer, the agent is trying to generate the 5 whys or the fish bones, right? And of course, as a expert, we are in the loop, right? We are validating all this, the generated results. And here you see how the A3 application is working, right? Again, now the problem statement is enhanced, and then another agent is focusing on the containment actions, and the next agent is trying to break down of your problem, to be more specific, or the next agent is gonna be you love this the 5 whys or the fish bones, right? And is focusing on the root causes and even validating the most probable the root causes. Yeah, and this is end to end, very quick. How many hours you spent to generate your A3 or the problem AT? How many hours? Sometimes days, sometimes weeks, right? So this is the new way of the problem solving. And here another AT agent is working. And these agents you can use for any kind of cases, right? Here I of course choose the AT, and each agent has their own skills, own tasks, own rules, and also the tools. So, and they are focusing on exactly what they have to do. And we have a one orchestrator agent, right, is exactly managing this, the all sub agents, right, for the right timing, for right sequence, and for the right output. Yeah, here we go. Now we have it generated the AT. So the last use case, but not the least, yeah. So we have many, other use cases, applications already available. However, I had a very short discussion with Kim before the session, and I can talk about the AI 24/7. If especially the practical AI with the real business problems is merging, right? But then they say no, 20 minutes. You have 20 minutes. So that's why I selected the 4 use cases, especially for the quality part or the APQP part. And this is the last use case is the predictive analytics, yeah, and via machine learning. And what machine learning is doing, of course, we have a lot of data, right? And the machine learning is exactly analyzing the data. It could be any data. It could be process. Just imagine you are familiar with the man-machine method, material, and the environment. It could be pressure, temperature, humidity. It could be man-related shift, or the contractor. It doesn't matter. So any kind of data. And the machine learning algorithms exactly analyze the vast amount of data and capture the patterns, right? Or the hidden correlations that humankind, we cannot detect, unfortunately. And coming up with, of course, the recommendations. And are you interested in finding out what kind of process parameters is affecting your quality defects? Yes. Or when is going to be the next tooling, the breakdown? Yes, because you have the data, right? You are collecting the data day in, day out, right? And this exactly machine learning is capable to do that, this the analytics for us. And here, contrary to the quality topic, actually, I selected the one use case for the HSE. Elizabeth, maybe you are interested, right? So let's imagine that we have collected 3,000 incidents. This is synthetic data, okay? This is not real. Don't worry, it's not Vestas, guys. So 3,000 incidents we had, and we have the parameters like it could be the shift, it could be the PP compliance, it could be the hazard scores, whatever inputs you are also in your in your business, yeah. And the output is of course the incident. Do we have the incident or not? And what we are trying to do is here we are trying to predict, okay, when is going to be the next incident in which work area, right? Or if you don't believe the oracle, right, then you can ask, okay, what kind of parameters is influencing the output, right? Then you can also ask the questions. or you can ask, okay, what are the top 10 probabilities? Then you can focus on, right? So that's why I deliberately selected the HSE, because we can use the process parameters easily, but not the HSE case. Yeah, and then this is how exactly the application works. We love Excels, right? So you see the basic statistics is running, and of course data is not always clean, right? When you receive it, and the application is of course cleaning the data. We are selecting our inputs that I mentioned and outputs, and then asking the application to select the best algorithm for this, exactly for this data type. And it's coming up with this, the results you see here is the model selected this kind of an algorithm, right? And with the accuracy is close to 90%. Yeah, so it's quite high. Yeah, and the most important is here that exactly which the process parameters or the which parameters are exactly causing or influencing the output. In this case, hazard score or the PP compliance are the main contributors. Okay. However, the shift or the weather is not really affecting the incident. Okay, it could be exactly this the failures or which is affecting our welding defects, what is affecting the plastic injection, what is affecting our blade defects, etc. So you can use for any kind of area that you have the data, and I believe you have the data. Yes. So, and the beauty of this, of course, the use cases, you are not supposed to use this like, the problem solving, but you can use also for the training purposes. How can we create the AT or A3, or how can we create a better FMEA? Easily, very quickly, you can generate many synthetic, the mock-up kind of the cases easily. So you can use for these purposes as well. So we talk a lot now the why, what use cases, right? Now, time to talk about the how to adopt the AI. Yeah. And one tool doesn't fit all, first of all. I heard many times, okay, AI is going to solve the issues, but which AI, right? Which AI? Now, you see this, some technology stack, right? Starting from the very early data engineering to the machine learning, from automation to the RAG, the semantic searches, fine-tuning to the agentic flows. Maybe your problem doesn't require a very sophisticated agentic flow. Maybe you need just the basic data analytics to analyze the top 5 cases or Pareto, right? You don't need an AI for this. Or maybe you need a deep learning computer vision for the end-of-line inspection, right? You would like to define the welding defects or whatever process-related defects, right? And it is computer vision. Or maybe you need very simple automation tools, right? Which is going to trigger the APQP, open APQP elements or the open actions, right? Or you need to fine-tune your own company, the AI tool, right? Trained with your data, right? Of course, it is getting, you can see sophisticated and sophisticated, all the above. So we need to select the right tool for the problem. Yes, I love this, the fire analogy for the AI adoption. So we need 3 things for the fire, right? Material, heat, and oxygen. So we need also 3 things for the AI adoption. First, people. Second is the data and infrastructure. And the most important is the problems and the use cases. Without the problems and the use cases, it's just a fashion. It's just a hype, right? Without the people, it's a chaos or the risk. We need to be there. Who is going to develop and also who is going to also implement, right? Or validate. And without the infrastructure and data, it's just a dream. Yeah. Yeah. And you also want to control the fire, right? Everybody wants to control the fire, otherwise it's going to be dangerous. But also we have to control the AI implementation. How? With this, the governance and the leadership. So who is the owner of the data? Who is the owner of the tool? What are the risks? What are the data privacy risks, right? And how are we going to measure the value out of this, the implementation? And nowadays, the biggest enemy, I'm a developer as well, right? The tokens is my enemy. Yeah. So I'm also counting, okay, how much token I'm using versus the value. So that we have to control as well for the AI adoption. Yes, long story short, is AI replacing humankind? Definitely not. But you see, augmenting, enhancing us, right? To be more creative, to be more productive, to 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 tackle the complex problems, right? Should we implement the AI no matter what? Definitely not. You remember, no problem associated with the AI or merged with the AI? No. So we need to identify the problems, right? So should we rely on the 100% AI results? Definitely no. That's why human is always in the loop. We validate, and we make sure the output or the inference is correct. Yeah. So what should we now? As I mentioned at the beginning, the new fuel is the data, and you have a story in this data, and we have to reveal, we have to surface the story, and we have to use. Otherwise, it's going to be too expensive. Yeah, and we need to upskill and empower, the talents. I'm sure, 100% sure that you have people in your organization who is really eager, enthusiastic, or passionate, to implement this, right? Empower them, and we need to make sure, of course, we need to measure the value as well. It shouldn't be just the hype. Hey, we implemented the AI. No, there should be value out of it. And what is important is we have to start now. I showed you this the guideline from automotive, right? We need to fail fast and learn fast. Yes, so many of these applications actually public. If you are interested, you are welcome. Reach me out. I can provide you the links or accesses, right? And thanks for listening.
Thank you. I think that was, I don't know about you guys, but I think that was pretty impressive. I think maybe just short reflection, maybe. So Laurent, from the morning you shared that in our industry we don't have problems. So I guess that was one of the fueling elements. So, but if any of you have problems, then maybe we can sneak in to see if we can use some of the applications. But I think it's also, what you show here today is impressive and I think way ahead of at least some of us. And you shared some different things of how to get started. But if we go home, what should we do tomorrow? What's the single first step to do?
I mentioned 3 things, right? The first of all, I think we should be interested. Okay, what are the AI capabilities? So we need to find out. If you don't know, then you don't know, right? What to implement and where to implement. And the second, I think the most easy part is you are close to the problems, not the IT guys. So who's going to implement is us, not the IT guy. IT guy has no idea what's going on in the production, right? Yeah, no idea, but we know the problems. So we have to upskill ourselves with the AI capabilities. We know the problems, and actually we know also our data. Where is that coming from? Just merge them. Just merge them. And the point is, I think what I also sense, the people are scared to touch. Don't worry, you're not gonna mess up. So just make your hands dirty with all these 3.
And then small incremental steps.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, thank you. There was a question here.
The example you said that AI could do a DFMEA or FMEA based on your data. But if you are asking for such a result, will it use a standardized method for making a FMEA, which means that we can be limited in our outcome due to the standard? Or is it only the data that is telling the level or how the FMEA will execute?
Actually, I was expecting this. Of course, these inputs are used to generate the FMEA. However, if you know the large language models that we are using, right? They are also trained millions, billions of the failure modes. So that's why I'm saying FMEA, the AI-powered FMEA, come up with the unknown failure mode that you are not aware. So that's why we need to test it. but it's not the limitation to your documents or your inputs only.
I'd hope that maybe we could improve the FMEA.
Yeah, I think we have a question over here.
Actually, we are not losing the risk because still I'm encouraging, we should be close to the operations, right? These solutions come from the operations, not from the executives or not from the, it is. I was also, actually, maybe you will be asking, we shouldn't wait until we will get the perfect data. If you will be waiting for the perfect data, based on my experience, most probably will not be in this world. So we will pass away already. So don't wait. Also, we have to use AI to surface also the data quality. And I'm sure that everybody has the data, okay? Oh.
I realize may enable you to start not from empty page, but you are starting design FME, process FME with already Ishikawas or some historical data. So this is something which you can find in the, let's say, data lake.
Yes. Yeah, but we are involving them by collecting the data. Your operators in the line registering the nonconformities, right? They have the logs for the issues. Actually, they are still connected. They are still connected. And without these inputs, of course, again, we cannot generate a very high quality outputs, but they are connected. I think you were waiting.
Hi, Kemal. That's about data. You say we have so much data in our companies, and we have so much data. How do we secure the quality of the data and which data to choose? Because it's a universe. Do you have any tools for that?
You remember, actually, the journey is starting here with the data engineering, right? If you have data, it's really good. The point is, of course, you need to merge, clean, right? Ready for the analytics. Otherwise, if you start directly from the agentic flow with the mass data, of course, whatever ins, whatever out. So I was so gentle. So. Yes, but it is possible with this data engineering, setup, and what we do also right now.
Yeah. Hi, I just had a comment in regards to the whole process for ensuring quality of data, because you're always going to have the problem of imperfect data. But I think there's a good lesson to be learned from software development and the process that they implement here, which is to ensure that the human in the loop is a control mechanism for whatever output is generated. So a lot of developers today are moving from being coders who build code to being code reviewers who validate code and input. And that is probably the mechanism that is going to ensure quality rather than depending on a more perfect output, because output will always be suspect and requiring a human approval.
Yes. And actually, yes, that's why I say, we should build the solutions, because the business logic, and the data is connected to business, right? IT has no idea. You just tell them, okay, please merge and clean these two columns. They just do that, okay? But you will come up with the business logic and the output, what kind of the insights you are asking for. And you have to tell them, or you can also develop yourself. Yeah.
I think we have time for the last question here.
Yeah, I want to ask a lot of questions, but one thing is, do you see that we are resisting in this change in organizations? What is your experience? To what extent we are resisting to move in this direction that makes it slower?
Yes. Actually, the first, this the AI generated image, right? All the CEOs, everybody wants is, AI, AI, AI. But when we are asking, okay, I'm gonna implement what I need, I need this the people, and I need the data access. Even this is sometimes an internal issue, to getting this access. It's also resistance, right? But we are breaking this resistance. How to, you need to show the value. With this POCs, with the short demos, pilot, that's why I'm asking you, urging you to make your hands dirty, show this value, right? And then we can get, of course, the other resources. I have one customer here, Nicola. I'm just developing a solution for him, right? Or the department SQD. Now we built the POC and we will show, hey, how it's working. And now we need to scale it up. For the scaling up, of course, we need that X, Y, Z, right? But we have a chance to, of course, practice the resistance with the value presentation or the proposition.